Hello everyone, I'm back today with another video, and this is going to be a game against this player here. He is my opponent for the second round of the 2022-23 Winter Tournament that's hosted by Eagle, formerly Napoleon II. As you can see here, he's not played very much on Strategus, very few games. I don't believe I can ever recall playing him before, but I do believe that he was a high gold or low platinum player on Stratego.com, and I do recall his name from that platform as well. So the setup here is one that I've just kind of built just for this game. I've not really been playing that regularly, maybe 1 or 2 games a week maximum, so I don't really have a whole assortment of setups, or also one that I've been using a lot and been kind of getting into, so this will just be a sort of just trial and error with this setup, I guess, as most of these tournament games are pretty much my only games that I'm playing right now for the most part. But he is my opponent that I've received after I lost to Kakis or Greg in the previous round, and so here I am now. And I guess that when he moves, we will go ahead and begin the game. Alright, well after that break it looks like we are back and ready to go. So he's going to open up by moving on the left, and I'm going to open up by moving in the center here. So I don't know much about his play style, so I'm not really sure what to expect. I think if I do recall seeing a video of him actually playing someone on YouTube in a tournament, I believe he was perhaps a bit more of a martial blitzer. I think he was actually quite aggressive. But I don't remember that with confidence, and that's certainly no guarantee he'll play the same way approximately 4 years later. So we'll have to take this game step by step and see where it leads us, I think. So he does appear to be mounting an attack on that left side. I'm going to go ahead and take that lieutenant in the center, give him a captain, see what he's got there. Interesting. So I'll turn the corner, scout, okay. Surely I'll be taken out soon, right? Okay, colonel. So that means I'm going to move the major in, since he just showed a colonel there. Okay. I almost feel like I should be anticipating to play a blitzer and almost want to smash in for info, but I think I'm going to have a bit more self-control than that. I'm just going to go ahead and retreat here. I have no really reason to be down a captain and a major, especially because I'm probably about to lose a second captain over here, since of course that doesn't have backing. Okay, let's go and bring this lieutenant out then, and I'm going to move down with that major, just so that I'm not making it clear that the general's guarding it. I'm going to move it down there. Okay, yeah, pretty expected. He's probably going to take that lieutenant out, which is annoying. No, okay. I'm going to just put that lieutenant there since I'm up 2 of them, just kind of see what he does. Okay, I'm going to move over with that. I'd like to scout this. It's probably a bluff, since he's letting me just scout it. But I figure it's probably worth it anyway. Oh, general. Okay, so he's not going to marshal blitz. He's going to blitz with his general. That is very interesting. Okay. I am contemplating moving up with the sergeant, but I just don't know if he'll believe that because he took the captain with his major. If I move over with the general, he'll probably just move over, and the moment I move over there, he'll probably just scout me, so that's not really that useful either. Okay, I'm going to come up with another lieutenant. Try to give a semblance of an attack in the center, even if I don't really have much. I think, this is just a mid-game evaluation of my setup here, I have a bunch of pieces here that I kind of can't afford to lose or let be discovered, like all of them. So that's really kind of inhibiting my ability to like move in the center. So that's probably an adjustment that will need to be made for future games. But for now, general and major here. Of course, colonel. I don't know of anything else though. Okay, I'm going to move this major over, and I'm going to move over with the general as well. I would probably be somewhat surprised if he had the marshal on this side as well. Of course, general and major. I think that's pretty good for now. He doesn't know any of those pieces, and that allows me to kind of retreat my major, maybe bring up a captain. The problem is I don't want to expose my flag too much either. So that should make me wary of moving pieces away from the flag. That kind of isolates it as a tripod. So maybe I'm going to try moving up probably this major, I think, then. Of course, general, major, that piece just moved. This one came from the side column here. Let's take another extended break, it looks like, to think about what he's going to do. We know general, we know major. Colonel is here. I guess that would lead me to think the marshal is somewhere over here. But he also opened up a lane for his colonel. Maybe a lane that could be used for escape. And then he didn't actually use any of the pieces he moved out. So that might make me think that there might not be any backing for this colonel at all here. He seemed a bit reluctant to reveal it for just my captain, in my opinion. So I do want to be wary, but I have opened up the board. So that probably makes me less susceptible to a blitz, because it gives the impression that I've made my, marshal, spy, general accessible to all sides of the board. Whereas if you have all your pieces packed here, he might just take a gamble and say, I don't think your spy's here, and then rampage through it all. So hopefully that'll ward off any extended attacks too aggressive. Alright, so after that long wait, he's going to move the same piece that he did during his previous move. And here it comes. So I think it's ideal if he takes the sergeant with a captain. I think that would be good for me. Starting to involve more pieces here. Maybe giving off more of an impression of an overload. I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to move in with the major. I can afford to be a little bit expendable with these lieutenants, I think, at least for now. So the piece that was here, he moved over to and down. This piece actually spawned there. This piece spawned here. Don't remember the general spawn, but that's here. The major's here, and then he moved this piece up. It looks like he's going to try to get the general involved now. Okay, I think I'm going to move this minor up, and I'm going to put the marshal back, just because I don't like the marshal being in such a aggressive position. I don't like it to be so apparent, so I'm going to move that back. Okay, here's the colonel. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, well that makes sense. So if he had a colonel here, I could get aggressive with the major, now that he's moved the colonel out, but I also might find, well, if I lose the major, even if, say, to the marshal, I'm down 3 pieces. And I would have a lot of information, but that would also be tricky. Of course, general here, major here. I'm going to tack down. Okay, bomb. I guess I'll attack that one. Captain, that's no good. Okay. Well, time to retreat. I think he knows both of these majors, actually, so we want to keep that in mind for sure. Move this minor over. I think this is a acceptable bluff for a power piece. So we know major, captain, bomb. I have a feeling this is kind of like a bunch of bombs here. I don't know. I have a feeling it's like a waste side with only the colonel, and he has like an overload on this side. Just the way he's playing it. I'm going to try to bring out this colonel. Maybe grab something useful before trading. I'm down just straight up 2 captains, not up anything for it anymore. Alright, I feel okay being aggressive here. Okay. Oh, okay, so he's gonna hit a bomb there. I actually didn't know that he didn't know that bomb. But that erases the lieutenant and the sergeant. The sergeant being the one that spawned here, lieutenant being spawning on the side. Okay, so now we have just general, major. Of course, we know captain here, colonel here. I'm gonna scout this piece, and we're gonna see what it is. Sergeant. Okay, so that's utterly useless. That does make me think that it might be maybe bombs over here. I'm going to try to scout this one, see if there's anything more useful for me. I'm going to put that sergeant there just so he can't cheaply discover my colonel. Another scout. Okay. Not much for me there then. Okay. Huh. Okay. So I'm going to put that sergeant just on top of his sergeant, I think. So I did get a lieutenant back, which is nice, but I'm getting a bit desperate at this stage, maybe. I know he's got his colonel here. I don't think this is a good piece. I feel like he has an overload. I feel like I want to hit this. I don't think he would have let me just waltz the lieutenant up there, and I am correct. So I guess it'll remain to be seen if it was worth taking the lieutenant for that colonel. But I guess we'll see. So I'm going to advance this known major up against this captain, see if he lets me hit it. I doubt he will. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure he remembers this major. I don't think that's that hard to remember, even if I have 2 of them here. Huh, okay. So we know Major, general, that's probably something like the marshal. Oh, okay, so he's actually going to want to just trade with me. Okay, interesting. So that means he had back-to-back majors here. That's another major that we know. Okay, I'm going to bring up a captain then. I don't really like that move too much because it kind of makes it obvious that this could be a good piece general here. I don't think this piece is a good one, right? Because we traded colonels. That's a captain, major, general. Where did this piece come from, though? I'm going to hit it. Oh, it's the marshal. So that was the marshal he was bringing down. Okay. I'm going to come up with this major then. Pretend it's the general. Can't remember where that marshal even came from, to be honest. I don't remember where that even, like, was. Alright, I'm going to chase his oh, okay. I'm not going to chase the marshal back then. I didn't think he would take a risk like that, but he did. So anyway, so marshal, major. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to hope this isn't his second colonel. I would just be sad if it was, because I know this is moved. I'm just going to take this. Hope that's not his colonel. Okay, good. So that was really useful. So my game plan there was to either, one, force a general trade so that I could take that piece, or two, if he lets my general go, I'll go this way and try to do something. But I know that, I don't think that's moved, but I know this did move, because he moved this piece up, and apparently that can move too. That is the major. It's the marshal. That is, that's the captain that he moved back that he didn't let me threaten with my major. This makes sense to be a colonel, so I'm going to want to keep an eye on that. But I'm only down 2 pieces now, so that's not horrible. But I'm definitely going to want to retreat this now. I would like it if we traded majors, actually, just to so that he has no info on me at all, I guess. Also so that he can't trap it with this marshal and colonel. Okay, so I'm going to keep that there since I know that's his major. I'm going to want to get some more pieces involved, though, I think. Just spy bluffs or anything, really. Okay, I'll trade that. I wasn't sure if he was going to try to bring the colonel up and try to, like, bluff me. Okay. Yeah, the annoying part about this is he's going to have an over-aggressive marshal now, because he is an aggressive player by nature, if I do recall. So I'm going to bring this colonel up, though. He's going to anticipate a spy on this side, I think, because that's where my general came from, as it, of course, did. So just want to keep that in mind. I'm going to move this. He doesn't know this captain, so I'm going to move this over. Okay, I'm going to bluff this as the spy. I'm going to hit this because I don't think it's good, and because I can afford to lose this lieutenant, and because if it is a captain, he's probably going to hit the colonel anyway on the next move. Oh, major. Okay, well that's good. Alright, so that was a good trade. I didn't actually expect that to be his major, so that's pretty useful that it was. I was only expecting a captain, but getting that major back is even better. Just simply because he had that major that could kill my captains, and now all he is up a captain. So he knows this isn't my spy, because he's been moving next to it. I'm going to kind of have to bet on him thinking this is the spy, because I did move it over. I don't think he'll move in, even as aggressive as he is. This is the best candidate to be a spy that I've asserted so far. But I think, more importantly, he might think this is the marshal. This could also be the spy, of course. So I'm going to try to move left with my colonel. Either one, try to trade this, or two, force him to retreat so that he isn't putting pressure on me. Of course, that's a captain. So if he goes after my sergeant, I'm going to want to pull that back. Okay. So I know that's a captain, so I'm really not worried about that. Okay, that's fine. I am somewhat surprised that he did what he did there, but that's fine. So this has moved. Is he going to give this to me for free, or what's going to happen here? He's remembered. Surely. Oh, I don't think he's remembered that this has moved then. But this has moved. I will take it. Colonel, trade. Excellent. Okay, I don't think that could have gone better. Okay. Alright, so we've traded colonels. That was the colonel as I suspected, and I basically traded my known colonel for his unknown colonel. And so now I'm down a captain, I'm up a lieutenant, I'm up a scout, I'm down a minor. I know that this is his marshal, and he doesn't know any piece of mine. I don't think he knows any of these. Alright, so this is a very interesting game situation for sure. I know that this is his sergeant, so I'm going to try to take advantage of that later, because it seems he's forgotten that I know this piece. Because otherwise I think he would have moved it away. I'm going to try to bring the captain over to this side and try to take that sergeant if he lets me. Okay, let's try this. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to net a sergeant out of this here. Well, looks like he's going to let me have it, so I will gladly take it. Okay, so that tells me with 100% certainty that that's a captain. But I don't see a need to trade yet, since because I know that's a captain, I might even be able to force him to reveal his second captain to actually trap it. So I'm going to probably employ a strategy not unlike that, and try to get him to reveal more before I will trade with him. Okay. So I also want to try to potentially bring a miner over here. I think that has a decent probability of being the flag. It also might not. I already know this is a bomb. But it does make sense since he was basically overloaded with Marshal, General, everything over there. So his Marshal is now going to be woefully out of place, which I think is not a bad thing actually. So I'm just going to let him do whatever there. And I'm going to bring up a miner. Okay, good. Okay, so now I'm going to prevent him from moving in this lane, I think. I'm pretty sure he's going to have to accept this Marshal that's sitting here. Okay, well I will gladly take that piece. Any piece is good. I didn't really expect any piece at all to gain for that. Besides, it's not like I really had a choice, but I will take that for sure. And now it remains to be seen. I might be able to go after the potential flag, whether it's actually here or here. Ah, okay, so then it looks like the center is going to be my best bet. Okay. I do realize that could be a miner, but I think I can't really afford to waste a piece to kind of check it out either. Okay. Interesting. I guess I'm kind of forced to do this. Okay. So if I take this piece, I'll be able to rush back with my Marshal in time. That's really not ideal, but he played well to bring a miner up when I wasn't really thinking he would. I thought he would probably attempt with another piece. If this is a captain, then that's really sad. Okay, good. Okay, I have to fall back then, though. Alright, so I'm going to need to protect my marshal from being traded, of course, because then he wins the game with his captain. So I have a couple different options. I can come up with this sergeant and block his access eventually, but I'll have to move lieutenant over, spy over. So if I do that, let me see, I'm going to count the squares here. I think I can afford to do that. I think that is acceptable. I think he'll move over. Yeah. Alright, let's see. If I attack him, he'll trade and then he'll win. But I can either move the spy down, or I can move the marshal down, and I don't know which one is better. I think if I move the spy down, if he tries to come around with the marshal, I think I can block that. So I'm going to try that. But I'm going to try to... Oh. Well, then that's game over, I think. Okay. I have to admit I didn't expect that from... Well, yeah, that was, what, that piece here? Yeah, I didn't consider that being a possibility, actually, at all, in terms of being a spy. Guess I will trade that. I assume he's just going to win the game now. Yeah, okay. Alright. Well, good game to him. Another defeat for me. Pretty close game throughout. I think I actually worked back a bit towards an even game after I gave him an advantage in the beginning. But I think especially at the end, I think I probably should have tried to attack. I think his flag was one of these two. Probably should have prioritized attacking more, and I think, of course, in hindsight, I should have used a piece to check this and prevent him from coming down to win. Either way, certainly not my best game. Not a terribly played game, but I think he just ultimately played better. But at any rate, good game to him, and that will drop me to 0-2, and we will see who I get for the third week next time.